Adnan, Chetan, Jigar, Jiku, Ajit, Samad, Jarat, Anu, Akil, Mohammad Faisal, Prakash, Mohsin, Mafi, Preeti, Priya, Ajit, Tosh, Tushar, Ubaid, Jiku, Sir Wasim, Sir Irfan, Sayyid, Vishnu, Kam, Mohammad, Vandana, Vel Kumar, Ali Raza, Edwin, Chandra. Hi guys, and welcome to this session, a quick session for you. In this session, I'm going to share few tips and tips that I was compiling. I will be making more of these videos, but to start with this video, I'm gonna share few tips. It's more of 50-60 tips, but I'm gonna start with 20 tips. I'm gonna start with how the exam is oriented and what you can expect in the exam, right? So now, when we talk about the PMP exam question, 99% of the questions will be situational. Okay, 99% of the questions will be situational questions. And I get a lot of question about that. Will there be calculations, etc.? There will be no calculation question. Just understanding SPI and CPI. It is greater than 1. That will be kind of enough for your PMP exam. That is more than enough. You don't need to move around the bushes thinking about, okay, what will be there, what will not be there. If you know this thing, this is good enough. SPI greater than 1, CPI greater than 1, that is there. And I do get questions a lot. Will be there surveys questions like MBTI not, right? MBTI is a personality type. And in 2021, there were a few questions on that, right? There were few questions on that, but now we don't see for last few years any question on MBTI. So you don't get any problem there. You don't need to know about that. But if you want to know about MBTI, okay, if you say, hey, I want to know about MBTI, just go there. It's free 16 personality test. You can take this test. It's a free of cost. It will take 5 minutes and you will be able to answer any question regarding that. Okay, drag and drop questions. Now for this question, I have combined the feedback of more than 400 PMPs, right? Because we have more than 400 PMP in this year. And if I take an average of that, on average, you get a 2 drag and drop questions. 2 drag and drop questions are there. And I already did one series on drag and drop, but I am planning, my team is working on it. We will make 50 to 70 more drag and drop questions covering every single thing about the PMP so that you don't miss anything. So that will be covered in that. So that's about the exam tips. Regarding the calculation, SPI and CPI, understand that it should be greater than 1. Okay. Situational questions. Now, few tips I'm gonna share about how to solve situational question. I already share my 7-step booklet with you guys. Okay, if you don't have my 7-step booklet, which consists of 7 steps, read the last line first, read the question slowly, very important, identify the keywords, identify the context of the group, see which life cycle are you in predictive life cycle, agile life cycle, right? If you don't have this 7-step formula book, just message me, email me, or send a message on my WhatsApp and I'm gonna send you this 7-step formula booklet. Okay, so let's talk about situational questions. Again, taking the same context. Now again, I'm sharing this thing again and again with you, that the data I am sharing with you, this has been compiled by getting feedback from certified PMPs. So this is not just my data. This data is more from certified PMPs, more from those people who have recently cleared PMP. So if you have any question, cross question, or anything that you say, okay, this is not the right, or this should be there, feel free to ask me. Okay. First, make it a habit to read the last sentence first before reading the last line. So as I said, read slowly, especially if English is not your first language. Step number 2, read the last line first. So these are the last line first. These are the key here for the tip for PMP. These two things become very clear Very important that we need to look into that. Okay. uh, Read the last line and then move backward. You will be able to remember more. Actually, some of the students have said read the last line and then go through all the options and moved in this way. Both options work, both are the right thing. I would recommend you do your way. Try doing it 1 or 2 times and see what works for you. Okay, so do. What should a project manager do? Whenever the question says what should the project manager do, it normally means you need to take an action. Okay, there is an impact there. You need to handle that action. Like a law is there, you need to work into that way. So any option that talks about the law, we will need to look into that. Now this is a very interesting one. What should the project manager do first? What should the project manager do first? Normally, whenever the question say do first, most of the time you need to update documents. Update documents. A problem has happened, update issue log. A risk has identified, update risk register. A change has been requested, raise a change request, update the change request. A risk has been identified, assess it. So these are the things you will see at least 10 to 15 questions in your real exam that is asking what should you do first. Okay, is it making sense to you or not? Put something in the chat box. I would love to know. Okay, then this question is more of a reactive approach. This can be should have been done. What should the project manager have done to avoid this? What could have been the best case scenario? Here we are looking for some reactive approach. Okay, so he should have communicated. He should have updated the document, followed the plan, or do the root cause analysis. Any of those things that reflect in this area, okay, that reflect in this area can be the answer, can be answer for this thing. Okay, can be answer for this thing. This is always for the problems that have happened. Problems that have happened. Okay, clear? Okay. Not do, least likely, most important. Now, what should the project manager do? What should the project manager not do? There will be options A, B, C, D. One will be most important thing, okay, and then it will be least important thing. First, you need to look into those options, what makes sense as a project manager when you follow the process. Secondly, be very careful about those questions which will say which thing project manager should not do or what are the option right except these option least likely. What should the project manager is least likely to do? What should the project manager is most likely to do? These options also you need to take care special because they change the last word, change the entire domain, and many people get these answers wrong. Okay, so one of the thing in the 7-step formula, okay, that book we discuss is, where is that? One of the thing is identify where you are, which life cycle is there, and all the 400 students have said it the same, that understand are you in a predictive or agile framework, and if you cannot guess, consider all projects as a hybrid framework. As a hybrid framework, this will help you in your project management and this will help you in your exam. Okay, next, again going back to the PMP booklet, which process group are you in? Are you in initiation? Three things happen in initiation: planning, execution, monitoring and control, or closing. You make project charter, assumption log, stakeholder register. You plan how to do that. Execution, you do it. Monitoring and control, you do variance analysis, you close the project. So where are you? What are you doing? Understanding that is very critical for your project. Always act like a servant leader. Now, you may be a civil engineer, you may be an electrical mechanical engineer, you may be an agile coach, Whatever your job is, PMI wants you to wear PMI hat. So act like a servant leader and solve question as a servant leader. Very critical. If you fail to do that, you will fail the exam. Okay, so one of the key in the PMP exam is you should do. Who should document? Try to do that thing yourself. Never escalate, never go to the product owner when you can do it yourself. Always do it yourself. Try to do the things yourself. Whenever there is a problem, face-to-face communication is the key. Try to get the face-to-face communication and your PMP is there. Okay, whenever there's a skill that the people are lacking, always train the people. Training, coaching, mentoring is always the best option. Whenever the question says it may happen, it might happen, the question is asking about risk, you may have to update the risk register or do the risk analysis. Has happened, it has happened, so it will is issue. Okay. If there's any problem in team, the first option is team charter. But if the question has option team charter and ground rules, and the question talked about how the team should talked about how the team should know about who should speak, when should speak, anything that violate the basic rules, then you have to go with the ground rules. Understand this thing. Ground rule is the part of team charter. Okay, ground rule is the part of team charter. So we need to see which question is there. If the problem is stakeholder related, go to stakeholder plan. If the problem is related to 4 hours of communication, write information at the right time to right people to have right impact. If the information is about all these things, always communication management plan. Whenever you are doing next step, assess, review, always the first step is assess. Guys, I keep on saying that a project manager is a person who should always follow the process. Project manager is the person who knows, okay, the process is there, I must follow the process. The process is there, I need to look for the process. He never violates the process. Okay, a project manager is never violate the project. Okay, so that's a very important thing. Abdullah, you are at Insta. There we are live at as right now at 6 other platforms. Okay, so yeah, action, you need to act and see how we can look into that. Remember, whenever selecting that, we need to assess. If question is related to health and safety and you have identified it that this can kill people, stop the work. Stop the, either escalate to the sponsor. If escalation is not option, stop the project. Okay, we need to do that. If a new law is introduced and you know it can impact the project, update the risk register and then work into that way. Okay, update the risk register for that thing. If there is a problem due to new law, seek for guidance. Always when you don't know the information, getting to the expert can be a great option. Understanding what expert is saying and what does expert have to say for this thing can be really helpful to you. Problem between members. Whenever there's a problem between the team, always team charter and face-to-face is the communication. Never ask for the sponsor unless it is the last option. Before any change, always do the impact analysis. Change request is a formal procedure. Never implement the change. Always once the approval is there, then implement the change. So change is there. I just a few days back, I put the change request journey. So always follow the change request procedure. If anything is missed, again, change request. Okay, change request is there. If someone wants to add extra feature, that is called scope creep, talk to the team, change request, and then work into that. Meeting and coaching is best for the conflict. Quality control measurements are always there whenever you want to see how you want to measure defect, how you want to do root cause analysis, what are the 5 whys. These 7 tools of quality are actually, I would say, you must know them. Okay, if something is not performing accordingly, you do quality tools. If you want to prioritize defects, Pareto principle. If you want to look correlation, correlation diagram, and things like that. Okay. But when you want to calculate the cost and you are looking for the most accurate one, or you have the detailed information, always go for bottom up estimation. You want to show demo, always go for prototype. So guys, you see how I am trying to give you the direct answers. When you are solving questions, I am here trying to give you direct answers. These are some of the tips that I am sharing with you. Okay, and I know it may feel like too much. So if you want to go into depth in our PMP marathon, that is going to happen. It's a free session. We are going to it's a free session. We are going to go into deep. We are going to solve 60 question answer. If you still haven't registered, my email is there. You can register now, and my team will send a registration link to you. Okay, my team will send a registration link to you. Okay, let's go with the remaining tips. I guess I have 5 more minutes to go with few other tips. Okay, never remove a team member or a vendor. Always assess the situation, do the impact analysis, train the team member, see, and then through the change request, you work into that way. There should be acceptance criteria. You should make acceptance criteria, and on the basis of that, you make definition of that. Similarly, you must have a scope baseline that is approved. Okay, we always follow a proper change control procedure. Even if you want to close the project, sponsor approval is necessary. Always. If they don't know about that, it's your job to coach the team members. If there is any issue related to payment, contract with them, talk to with them, and there's always a department that we need to have handle these things. Delay in the item issues, meet with them, brainstorm, always meeting, talking to them, coming up with a solution, right? Always add communication with PMO about status of the project. I need to communicate with the PMO, sportive, directive, or controlling. Sprint, you want to have a sprint review where customer comes, you share with them what's the progress of the project, how the progress is moving. That can be an important thing. They should come for the sprint review. Okay, not to take any bigger action like a change request without taking care of a smaller thing. First, we move step by step, then we move the big thing. So whenever we see what should PM do first, it's always a preliminary action like review a plan, meet with the team, gather them, have a discussion, then take a larger situation. Always analyze the thing, find out what is causing the problem, review the plan, meet with the people, and move into this way. These are some of the tips and tricks quickly I wanted to discuss with you guys, so that when you come to the PMP marathon, you are better equipped, you have better understanding of that. For those people who want to deep dive and work with us for the PMP preparation, I would recommend that my program is starting on 15th of November, and I have already started the pre-registration, and I'm sharing the content with the people who have already enrolled into that. So if you want to do that, let's start working with you, and let's make you PMP. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you best of luck. I'm joining your live for the first time. Good to have you, Kunal, that you are joining for my live for the first time. Good to have you. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you in the next class. We have a live class. We have a coaching call tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST. You are planning to sit exam in 3 weeks. Kunal, my number is there. Ping me there, and if you need any of my help, I will be more than happy to guide you. Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amer Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
I got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.